As we behold the man, Yeshua, we really need to go back even to his birth narrative to appreciate, I think, the fullness of his Jewishness. You know, Jesus actually grew up in a town. It's not even a town, it was a village, Nazareth, that in many ways was kind of like Clark Gable growing up in Cadiz, Ohio. I mean, it's like a place you can't even find on the maps. It's so small. And even though for many of us, particularly of an older generation, we have this exalted image of a movie star whose specific image has been projected on a big screen. And had we known him personally, he probably would have been quite different. And certainly to this woman, he was Billy Gable growing up. I suspect that with Yeshua, when he was growing up, it also was very much like Billy. We lose sight of the fact that he was fully a man. In fact, so human was he that not even his own brothers and sisters came to faith in him as Messiah, in some cases, until after the resurrection. Now, for us, of course, Jesus also has been projected on a screen of 2,000 years of Christian theology, of creeds and so forth. And the difference here is that the big image of Jesus, as risen, as reigning, as the Son of God, that is truth. It's not just a projected image like with a movie star. But it's not the fullness of the truth, because he also was fully a man. Fully a man. Go with me to Matthew's Gospel, chapter 1. And let's talk about this man and his name. This man and his name. Jesus grew up in a devout Jewish home with observant Jewish parents, and it was in a time of great turmoil. Let me just for a moment, before we look at his name as described by the angel, let me give you just a momentary glimpse into the social setting of the Galilee, because it's fascinating to know the world that Jesus grew up in. I mean, I grew up in Oklahoma. I know some of you wonder, can any good thing come out of Oklahoma? And someone would say, yeah, Interstate 35. But in many ways, the aristocracy of Judaism in the time of Jesus thought that way about the Galilee. They were kind of the people in the Galilee were considered kind of less than literate, certainly less than sophisticated. The Galilee was almost a region unto itself, very far removed from Judea, where Jerusalem is. It was agricultural, but it was in a time of crisis, because when Herod the Great passed away in 4 BC, probably 2 years after the birth of Yeshua, the best evidence suggests that he was actually born in the year 6 BC, although some think he was born in 4 BC. We know that the current reckoning is off. That was recognized very early. But when Herod the Great died, he had several sons, and one was named after him, Herod Antipas, who was made the tetrarch of the Western Galilee. And he was determined to become a kind of messianic figure himself. He turned the city called Sepphoris, Tzipori, just about 3 miles from Nazareth, into a major cosmopolitan city, the only one in the Galilee. Later he built Tiberias, named it after Caesar, Tiberius Caesar. Herod Antipas was determined to be not only successful from a business point of view, an economic point of view, he also had kind of messianic ambitions to be king of Israel again.